Hey guys!
Hey.
Welcome to episode 10 of the Kayla and Jackie Show. And we are going to do another What Would You Do episode.
They're very popular.
Yeah, which is surprising seeing as we're not really, I wouldn't say good at relationships, but that's not the right word.
Wow.
We're not in relationships.
No.
But I always feel like the people who aren't in relationships give the best advice.
They have better perspective, because I feel like when you're in a relationship, you can have a tendency not to be dumb, but you know what I mean.
You can see from the outside the relationships around you.
It's like why you go to like a therapist. Because they can have better perspective.
Yeah.
Of what's happening. Because also they say that like when you fall in love, that there's a chemical in your body that goes off, and it doesn't stop for like 2 years.
Yeah. So then you're kind of in like beer goggle world.
Yeah, and then it goes away in like 2.5 or 3 years. And then it's like real love.
Yeah.
And like comes in.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. I know. I've experienced.
Yeah, me too.
I've experienced it.
No, like I know you all probably know by now, but like with my last one, I think all the times like I've seen all my friends' relationships fail, it's helped me with my own relationship.
Yeah.
So I think that's how, and just my standards for myself and what I want, I knew.
Yeah.
So.
I agree.
Anyway.
So, this is a what would you do? So, Kayla.
4.
Dun. Okay, so you asked the question, Kayla.
Alright, so, question number 1.
Yeah.
What do you do if your friend is getting a divorce, or if you're friends with both the husband and the wife?
That's hard. Well, who was I friends with first? I think that's honestly...
That's a good question.
Because to me, I'm like... It's like loyalty.
Well, what if you met both the husband and the wife at the same time?
Ooh, that's hard.
Like, say you were in college.
Who am I closer to? Honestly.
But what if you're close with both of them?
Oh, God, it's so hard. Okay. Because one of them is dead to you.
Not necessarily. Like, I guess it depends on how bad the divorce is.
Also, I feel like they'll say they're cool. Well, I mean, I don't know. It depends on the people, because the guy or the girl might be really cool if you're friends with the person still.
Yeah, like I know if that was me, like, say if I had a friend if a friend was friends with me and my husband, and we were divorcing, and it was both in, like, an amicable split. That's not the right word, but...
I think it is.
It's close enough. I would say not to choose. But I'm always the one who doesn't...
I feel like you kind of it's like you choose no matter what. Even like which is like breakups.
Yeah.
You choose.
Yeah. But if the divorce is ugly, then they could, like, the wife could encourage the friend, or like vice versa, to still be friends with the other person, only to use them for fuel. That's
true. But also I feel like it can just get really petty.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that they want... It's just not a good situation to be in, really.
No.
But I feel like my first thing would be, well, I have to be friends with the person who I've known the longest. Who was my friend first.
Yes.
Even if I prefer the other person. That's the hardest. Is if you are friends with someone and you've been friends with them first, and then they break up, and you can never...
For me...
better friends with the other person.
If it was, like... a decision for both of them to split together, then I would still try to be friends with both of them. But if it was an ugly divorce, like one cheated, I'd say sorry, but you not only broke her trust, or the significant other's trust, you kind of broke mine too, because you were my friend. So,
like, how could you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of make you look like, really? Mm-hmm. But, I don't know.
Again, it's just, I think with any of these relationship situations, it just comes down to the situation itself.
Yeah.
And all of the facts that are presented. I'm making this sound like it's a science experiment.
No, it's true, because you gotta, like, factor in a lot of things, and then it could get really messy and weird afterwards.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like advice I would give my friend is definitely, like, take time to just, like, mourn.
Yes.
The relationship. Not too much time, you know.
Yeah.
Don't let grass grow under your feet. Like, still get out there in the world, but, like, kind of take stock of, like, what happened.
Yeah, I would agree. That's the one thing. Well, divorce in general sucks, and it's never easy, regardless of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that I've seen so many times with divorced people is that they jump into the next relationship super quick, and it's like you're not healed, and you've not moved on from your divorce.
Yeah, and you gotta really realize like what you did wrong, what they did wrong, what you want.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like a lot of times they've been married for so long, they're afraid to be by themselves.
Yes. And
so you just need to take time for you.
Being alone is a very scary thing.
Yeah. And I think because they've been with someone for so long that they just don't
They've been so used to being part of a we that they're not used to being a me.
Yeah. Yeah. And like they don't want to be. It can be really upsetting to be by yourself.
Yes. But I think I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, I think every single divorced, I guess really anybody needs to watch that movie we saw, How to Be Single.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie. I want to watch that again.
I do too. It's out on DVD now.
Oh, we gotta buy it.
I know. Soon, hopefully. I like the message of it, that until you are okay with yourself, you can't really be in a relationship.
Right, like you could date.
Yeah.
I feel like dating is good to just help you get to know what you want.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be in a committed relationship.
No.
Until you really can be.
And we're not going to give you, like, a time frame because that's not our say.
And also, I think it depends on the person.
Yeah. It's like somebody could be moved on by, like, a month.
Yeah.
But I think if they're at that, they were already so emotionally, mentally, physically checked out of their marriage that they have, like, already moved on.
Yeah.
It's just not finalized on paper yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I would give that advice to my friend, but then if I was friends with both of them, it would be really hard. I'd probably give the same advice to both of them.
Yeah.
Even though men, I mean, I don't want to make a generalization, but from what I've heard from men, they told me that they get over relationships quicker, but then the emotions set in later. So like they're good at the beginning, and then as it goes on, they get more like, oh man, I'm by myself.
Well, like for me, it's like you said, but like what I've seen is they'll be okay with it at first, but then it'll be like, I don't know, maybe like a month later or something like that, and they'll find something that like triggers them, or to bring back like a happy memory, and that's just set it all in motion. And
then they'll like call the girl again, and then the girl is usually the other way. They like mourn, then they're okay.
Yeah.
And I've heard that from guys. I mean, I know like the few guys told me it doesn't mean like it's the whole thing for men. Yeah,
I've got a friend who's kind of like, she's in the process of starting to start the papers for divorcing her husband, and she told me, she's like, I'm just afraid people aren't going to support me. I'm like, if they see how miserable you are, and if you will be more happy away from him, then you're going to have more support than you realize.
A lot of people, that's why they don't get divorced, because they feel like they're failures.
Yeah.
So they feel like if I get a divorce, it's like I'm failing. Because, like, think about it.
Yeah.
Like, you've spent all that money for that wedding.
And
whole
you put
family was
so much
there.
effort into the relationship itself.
Yeah.
And then to make it permanent. You can't see that, but I just did air quotations. But
and then for a minute I was like, I saw it. That's so stupid. But yeah, like, and all your paperwork, and you're like intertwined, and like you got to change your name again now.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I've still seen people not change their name.
I know, I have too. But I feel like it'd be weird. But it depends. I feel like on how long you were married.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you were married a year, you could change it back.
Yeah.
But
if it was like 40 years.
It's a lot of work to change everything.
Yes, it is. That's why divorces suck.
Yeah, and I can see how you would really feel like a failure. And, like, almost the relationship, you have to mourn that as a person.
Yeah, because
it's not what you thought it was.
No. And we're obviously not talking about, like, the situations where there's, like, domestic abuse.
No,
and, like,
that's
those dark topics and dark situations involved.
Because really, they have all that and then added on top.
Yeah.
So, like, you have emotions of domestic abuse, maybe, and then you also have the, oh, man, but I failed, though. So if I let go, I failed, and I have this.
We're not talking about that. We're just talking about if the relationship and the marriage failed and you're just both divorcing.
Right.
We'll make it sound like you're both filing, but no.
Because who knows, you might be both like, yeah, this isn't working.
Yeah. I honestly think before you get divorced, you need to go and talk to somebody. Because most of the times, it's just you've fallen out of, like, who you were as a couple.
And hopefully you have someone with you who would tell you to your face straight, like, listen, we need to go talk to somebody. Instead of just, like, not saying anything, and then when it actually comes up, it's not just like, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want it to be like, the day you say, I'm getting a divorce, be the day that you're done.
Yeah.
Unless it's, like, one of the situations you were saying.
Yes. No, it sucks.
Yeah. I feel like a person that's like, yeah, we're done. It's, like, good for them knowing that it's not working, but at the same time, it's like, did you really try?
And I think that's why so many people go back to the person, and, like, in the dating, not necessarily with the marriage, but that's why they, like, if it's one of those couples that break up and get back together so many times, I think it's because they're not ready to face the fact of being alone.
Yeah, that's true. It's like something isn't working. If you keep breaking up and getting back together, it happens with marriages too. People get divorced and then get back together.
Well, I've actually, I know you know, but Chad Kroeger and Avril Lavigne.
Oh yeah.
They were married. And then they divorced. Now they're back dating again.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I saw an article about it that somebody that she had been interviewed about, and she said the reason why is because at the time so much was happening. Because he was on tour with Nickelback.
She was sick, right?
She had Lyme disease.
Yeah.
And she said it was just a combination of everything, that they did rush into things, and that they did realize that they both still loved and cared for each other, so that they wanted to try it again.
I could see that. But I like some of the relationships, it's like there's something there. They love each other, but it's like there's something that they're not fixing.
They're in love, they love each other, they're not in love with each other.
Yeah.
And there is a difference.
Yeah.
Being in love with someone means that you cannot, to me, imagine spending the rest of your life without that person.
Right. I mean, I've had a lot of friends who are, like, married who said the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is.
Yeah. But loving someone means you respect them and you love who they are as a person, but you don't love them enough that you want to be with them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference. And I think it goes with what we said earlier about, like, how there's that love chemical.
Yeah.
That, like, after 2.5 to 3 years, it was about, like, 3.5, it goes away.
And I see it not just with women, but I see it with women and men both, where they can't see the difference, and they just drop the love word like it's nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And then end up in all these failed marriages and relationships. It's like, something's wrong.
Right, something's not working.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're looking for something, especially if you keep going back to the same guy and keep doing something. It's like, what is the problem every time you break up?
Yeah, I know.
Because usually it's probably the same reasons. Mm-hmm. It could be in different forms, but it could be the same reason.
Yeah. And most of the time, it's more of the smaller things.
Yeah.
Or multiple small things piled into one big thing.
And again, it could be like the something that like has a root, but it could seem like it's not a big deal, but it's like at the root of it, it's like you're not compatible.
Yep.
Like, to break it down. Like, you don't trust each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was that the second one? Or are we still talking about the first one?
I think that was a combination of the first and second one.
What's the second one?
Do you tell your partner if you cheated?
Oh, man. I feel like, okay, if I cheated...
We have discussed cheating, but we have never did this question, so go ahead with what you're saying.
Okay, so if I cheated, I feel like that's the hard part, because I feel like you need to be honest.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, being honest is only going to be more of a problem.
Yeah.
So it's really conflicting. Because if I was the other person, I'd be like, I want to know, but at the same time, I'd hate you.
Yeah. Honest to God, I don't think I could look at my husband the same way ever again.
I definitely have to be in therapy.
Yeah.
Because I would have a hard time trusting them ever again.
Yeah.
Because I really would. I'd be like, how could you lie to my face every day?
Yeah.
So that's why I would think if I cheated, I would have to keep that to my grave.
Yeah.
But then there's the two types of cheating. There's physical and emotional. So what if it's emotional cheating I'm doing?
I almost feel like emotional cheating's worse.
I know!
Because you are emotionally investing yourself in another person.
Right.
Not your marriage.
Yeah.
You've checked out.
I know, and I feel like then, but what do? Hey, guess what, dude? I'm emotionally cheating on you.
But it's okay.
But it's okay because I haven't done anything physically.
Yeah. It's like, that doesn't justify anything.
I feel like that would make me, oh God, I don't know. I feel like physical cheating, if he did it, would make me really mad. But I feel like emotional cheating would make me mad, but it's not physical cheating. I don't know.
I feel emotional cheating is harder to catch than physical.
Oh, yeah.
But that doesn't justify anything.
No. And I do feel like then if you're, like, coming up being like, hey, babe, let me tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who are you trying to make feel better?
Yeah.
In a way, you're, like, trying to absolve your guilt. Because you should feel guilty.
Yeah. If you don't, then there is a problem with you.
Right. I mean, well, maybe you just want it to be over. So you're like, hey, listen, I cheated on you. Deuces.
Yeah. No, if I cheated, I could not live with myself.
That's the other thing is I feel like I would not be able to live with myself. I would have to tell him because I would feel so guilty.
Yeah, but then it's like, but you're putting your marriage at risk.
Yeah, and then you're hurting somebody who wouldn't have been hurt.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if it was reversed, you better tell me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Because if I find out my deathbed, or like when you died, I'm going through things and I find out you cheated on me when you're dead, I'm going to be real mad when I get there, and I'm going to kill you again.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that just kind of sounded like you had a double standard there.
I know, it does! It is a double standard. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not proud of it. It's a double standard.
Yeah. And I feel like... Sorry, we ate dinner, so there's just, like, all the garbage in here
Sorry,
now.
I'm just trying to move.
I feel like women get more, like... flack put on them when they cheat, where men it's just like, oh, okay, you cheated.
It's true. No, it really is. I feel like women, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe, I think it's because, like, men, it's like, oh, boys will be boys, you know, they cheat.
Yeah.
But,
and
like, for women, they're not supposed to.
No.
So
no.
I feel like it's a little bit more risky. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It would suck all the way around.
Because I feel like no matter what the guy's gonna feel like so bad. You tell him like you cheated on him, and he's gonna be like, he's just gonna feel like emasculated.
Yeah.
And like, how do you get back the trust?
I don't know. Like,
so would you tell your like husband?
Yes. Because we took a vow to tell each other everything.
I know, because I would want him to tell me.
Exactly.
So I would have to tell him.
Yeah. But I feel like if I was at the point in my relationship where I was thinking of seeking happiness from somebody else, there's a massive problem.
Yeah.
And I think
So would you go to your husband and say, hey, listen, I'm having like thoughts? Or, like, I have feelings? Or would you just be like, hey, listen, we need to talk to someone because I'm having some issues with our relationship?
I'd probably say either or.
Like, would you let them know that you were thinking about doing other things?
Like, I would sit down and have, like, an adult conversation about it. And, I would tell him, like, look, I think we need to go talk to somebody because I am having these thoughts of cheating.
Because also, you know, it's not just the physical stuff.
No.
Because it's not like you can just, like, have a weekend away and everything goes away. Because there's the emotional part of it, too.
Yeah.
Something's gone.
Yeah.
So, like, even with the emotional part, you need to reconnect in some way. Like, what's making you want to have an affair? Like, do you not feel like you're getting enough attention?
Yeah.
Like.
And that's why sometimes, like, I know marriage counseling is laughed at as a big joke.
Yeah.
But I honestly gotta think it does help.
Yeah.
If you're both 100% honest and want to actually work on the marriage.
Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of people won't like this, but I think marriage is work.
It is.
It's not bad work.
No.
But it's something that you take every single day. Like, you have to think every single day, what am I doing today for my marriage?
Yeah. And, like, even when
you
get married, you shouldn't stop dating each other.
Right.
you should still do special things for each other.
A lot of people don't like calling it work.
I know, but it is. Even relationships are work.
Yeah.
Like, there will be days where you have off days, where you fight all the time.
Even friendships and your family, your relationships, they go up and down.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, no relationship's perfect.
Right. Yeah, they're all hard. You all have to put effort in them.
Yeah.
So just like, do you think like a marriage wouldn't? Like, I don't understand
Pretty much,
that.
to me, like, I would love to be married one day,
Yeah.
but a marriage is pretty much just you both are legally bind to each other.
Yeah, and like you are a joint, like you have to like, you are
Yeah.
together in all of it.
Yep.
I think it's hard because like I do think of like the day where I'm like, man, I can't just make a decision, you know? Like you gotta,
I know.
You gotta like talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like the days where I'm just like, okay, it's just one of those days where nothing's wrong, or it goes right, I mean.
Yeah.
It's like, and then adding somebody else into that, it's like, okay, how can I still, even though I'm having a shit day, how can I still make my relationship better?
I feel like in those kind of moments, you can try to just be like, I'm really having a hard time today.
Yeah.
And just kind of like, I know, like, I'm just...
It all comes down to communication.
Yeah. And I think you need, like, your communications have to be kind of similar.
Yeah.
You know, because you can communicate, but the person might not just get it, what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, the only other question I have, unless you think of some other
Who
ones.
knows?
How to not make a third wheel awkward.
How not to make a third wheel awkward? Okay. Well, it's really an awkward situation.
Regardless.
Yeah. Honestly, half the time, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I know when I'm the third wheel more than the people who are with me. I feel like I'm knowing that I'm the third wheel.
Yeah. The only thing that I see that's, like, held back a little bit, because I've been on some third wheel dates.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I've seen held back is the public displays of affection.
Totally. Yes. When I was my last relationship, anytime we went out with somebody, I honestly like said like don't hold my hand too much because I don't want them to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because we've all been there, sitting there when the people make out, and you're like, really?
Yeah.
Just gonna keep kissing each other and calling each other baby.
Oh. No.
Well,
the worst thing.
I think I know.
The worst thing is when guys and girls call each other mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy.
Daddy, like that.
Oh my god!
I know. I've heard girls say that, and I'm like,
it drives me crazy. Like, I see it all the time on Instagram, like in the comment section of like celebrities, where they'll type in like mommy or daddy. It's like, no.
Like, do you mean like not like wait? So they're celebrities. Do they have kids though? Like, are they?
No. Okay. Like,
so it's just like how I did just now when I said daddy, like that.
Yeah. Like, perfect example. The drummer from All Time Low is dating. I don't know his name, but he's dating this girl named Cassidy Pope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She, in case people don't know, she won season 6 or 5 or 6 of The Voice. She won one of them. I know that. Those two are dating. And she made a statement saying she hates when people call her mommy and would like it if people didn't. And she got so much flack for it. It's like, I can see why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Well, like, because there is a thing about guys, like, I know for cat calls, it'll be like, hey, mommy, or mama, or something like that.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. I had something like that once when I was abroad. I had a guy from Portugal say something to me, which basically translated to, like, hey, mama, how are you? And I was like, did that just happen right now? On the street? I feel, like, when you're in a bigger city, you notice those things a little bit more, and you're like, what the hell? Did that just happen?
Okay, yeah, exactly.
It was mostly exciting to me, but that was only because I was like, I never heard it in a foreign language.
Yeah.
So, like, that was weird.
Well, back to, like, our original topic, I think the one way to have third wheels not be awkward is if it was you and a friend and you were setting your friend up with a date of somebody, like you were the middle person, like you knew both people.
Yeah.
And you were setting friend A up with friend B.
Well, like, also it's not awkward if, especially, I think, the best thing to do, if you are going to go, you have a third wheel friend, my advice, try to get them cool with the person you're with.
Yeah.
Try for them. If they're a good match, you'll know by personalities if they match up well. If they don't, you ain't going on dates with them.
Yeah. No, like, I'm pretty good at reading people, so if I don't like the person, or if, like, say I'm going on a date with someone to meet their new boyfriend or girlfriend, and if I don't like them, there's gonna be a problem.
Right.
And if I think they're coming off as fake, then... But here's the other question. Would you tell them? That's
the thing. Because I feel like I would want my friends to tell me.
Yeah.
But I would be another double standard. I would be afraid to tell my friend, I don't like him.
What I would say, because I've actually said this before, I would say, honestly, I don't like them, but I am willing to still be nice and give them another chance for your sake.
Okay.
And they said, okay, that's the best I can ask you to do. And usually, I still don't like them, but...
Because you know.
Yeah. But I can be civil enough to know that...
Because, that's the thing is, like, how do you...
Again, it comes down to if they make your friend happy.
Right. Yeah, I've had friends tell me about past relationships, like, he was my favorite, but you seemed happy.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you for telling me now.
Yeah. Like say, you and I were, like, going on, like, well, not a date, but, like, you were me and my new boyfriend, and you told me, I don't like him, but if he makes you happy, then I'll be civil and respect him.
Right.
Like, okay.
But then wouldn't you think next time we're going to all hang out in a group, you'd be like, Jackie doesn't like him?
It would cross my mind, but I wouldn't, like, harp on it.
Because you would know that I would be polite.
Yeah.
I worry about some of my friends wouldn't be polite. I'm afraid they'd be over there with, like, mean mugging him and having stank face.
Okay, well, I feel, like, if I really didn't like the person, it would be full-on 20 questions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You'd be, like, interviewing the person?
Yeah. Like, if it's somebody, like, I know that had, like, a bad past or, like, had trouble with, like, the law or something, or if I generally thought they were a bad person, I'd be like, yeah, well, what's your intentions with Jackie? You know I would do that.
You would. You really would. And I'd be like, oh, my God.
You'd be going over here like, Kayla, shut up.
I know. I'd be looking at you like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it would be right, probably.
Yeah.
Probably be right.
Our friends know sometimes better than we do if the person is not good for us.
But I feel like if you're definitely going to have like a person at the third wheel coming along, best way to make them comfortable and you happy is try to make sure you two, like the guy and like your friend are good. They're compatible enough to hang out.
And if you're gonna, I'm gonna just call them interview dates because
that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
You're a way for your friends to assess the guy.
Yes. And I would say no to not have more than 2 people come on an interview date.
Yeah, and also it's good because then he can see you in a different light, just like how you want to go meet his friends and see him around different people.
I think like a good way to meet like a bunch of new people is like to either go out to dinner or do something fun or even go have like a bonfire.
Yeah, it's like
it's summertime. Yeah,
it's chill because no matter what, it's gonna be anxious.
Yeah, and too generally around bonfires people drink. So it may loosen everybody up enough that it could break the barriers a little bit.
Yeah, I recommend that.
Well, are you ready to wrap this up?
I think so. Do you got anything else to think of?
Not really. I think this one was pretty informative.
We gave a lot of tips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, tell them our info.
I was getting to that.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to help.
No,
I'll just sit here.
No, you're good. Yeah, if you guys want to check out any of our socials...
Is that what it's called now?
I don't know.
I'm going to start calling it that.
Okay. We are on SoundCloud it's soundcloud.com /kandjpodcast 1. Yeah, because believe it or not, there's actually another K&J podcast on SoundCloud that haven't uploaded in a year.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So, that's why there's the one. We are also on YouTube. You just have to search the Kayla and Jackie Show. We don't have enough followers to get the custom link yet for that one.
I'm on Twitter, but I haven't posted anything. But I will soon.
Yeah.
Probably by the time this airs.
Yeah, definitely by the time this airs. Yeah, well, our Twitter is kandjpodcast. Everything is kandjpodcast.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Our email is kandjpodcast@gmail.com. And we are on Snapchat, even though we don't really post anything on Snapchat.
Yeah.
I think I just more created it to have the title.
I think that's smart.
Yeah, so. Alright, well, with that being said, we will see you guys next time.
Bye!